Live and on demand from the WNY News Now studios in downtown Jamestown. This is WNY News Now.
And thanks for joining us for WNY News Now. I'm Justin Gould.
And I'm Matt Hummel. Happening now, a candidate for Jamestown City Mayor. He's addressing a deadline that he failed to make. Details coming up.
Plus, we'll have information on two of the latest bills Governor Andrew Cuomo has signed into law. But first, Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter is here with a live look at our weather. Hey, Dakota.
Hey, Justin and Matt, and happy Tuesday, everybody. And as I magically just hop on my wall, just like that. And we'll take a look at radar to start off with today. We have nothing going on today. It's going to be a quieter day today. There may be the chance for a couple of isolated rain showers through the afternoon. 69 over 60 was where we were yesterday. Look at the average high for this state of 80. That is almost, about 11 degrees below average. So it was a cool Monday, and a look at the record for today, 92 set back in 1991, and we're going to be nowhere close to that today. Again, check on the pollens here. Again, it's mainly that grass pollen we're still dealing with, and so again, the counts up to 130 pollutants per meter. So the forecast for the pretty much for the remainder of the afternoon, partly to mostly sunny and cool by July standards. There is the chance for an isolated rain shower through the afternoon, about 2 in 10 chance. It's a very small chance, 73 to 79, with a northwest wind averaging around 7 to 12 miles per hour. More heat and humidity returns for the weekend. We'll talk about it with that full 7-day forecast later on in the show. Back to you.
Alrighty, Dakota, thank you very much. Our top story, the City of Jamestown Republican mayoral candidate Dave Wilfong said he missed a deadline to file campaign finance paperwork with New York State's election officials and has since worked to correct the issue. In an interview with WNY News Now this morning, Wilfong said since then he has made restitution and is speaking out to ensure voters see his transparency as a priority.
How I found out was I got a letter from the Board of Elections saying that my New York State campaign finance reports were not up to date. So then I started looking at them. I have a lady that does those for me, and we found out that she had not filed for quite some time. So what we had to do is we had to go in and we had to enter the stuff in properly and make sure that it was right. Then I had let the Board of Election know that we were caught up and they verified it and that type of thing. But I did miss those deadlines. So I want to be, like I say, when it comes to self-reporting, I want to be transparent and upfront with people that I certainly do take ownership of those mistakes that I made.
Now, New York State election finance reports keep track of funding for all political campaign. Activities like campaign donations and purchases are reported to election officials to prevent fraud. Now, missing the date, Wilfong said he's received mixed feedback from the community. He said owning up to your mistakes is not just important in the world of politics, but also in life.
The City of Buffalo man was arrested after the Cattaraugus County Sheriff's Office alleged he pointed an air rifle at another person last week during an incident in New Albion. 63-year-old Michael Zakowski is charged with second-degree menacing after the alleged incident, which deputies say occurred late Friday evening. He was processed and released on an appearance ticket and will be due back in court in the town of New Albion at a later date.
And a New York State law signed this morning by Governor Andrew Cuomo makes it illegal to publish revenge porn or the non-consensual sharing or publication of an intimate image. The new law subjects abusers to criminal penalties of up to a year in jail, plus civil damages, and empowers victims to seek a court order to remove the images from the internet. The law defines revenge porn as the criminal act of unlawful dissemination or publication of an intimate image when done with the intent to cause harm to the emotional, financial, or physical welfare of another person, and when the image was taken with a reasonable exception that the image would remain private. It also establishes the act of unlawful dissemination or publication of an intimate image as a Class A misdemeanor and amends the civil rights law to allow victims of revenge porn to seek civil recourse for damages made.
On other news, the cat declawing is a controversial practice sometimes done to protect furniture. that may result in chronic pain to cats. But now here in New York, it's illegal. Governor Andrew Cuomo signed that bill into law yesterday. New York is the first state to do so. Removing a cat's claws requires a partial amputation of each toe and constrained leg joints in the spine. It also leaves the cat without the ability to climb a tree to safety if threatened outdoors. The law does take effect immediately, and the bill makes exceptions for therapeutic purposes or if declawing would help the cat's health.
Well, happy Tuesday to all of you. Thanks so much for joining us here on WNY News Now. And certainly it seemed like there was mixed reaction coming into the cat declawing bill. A lot of people here locally seem to be very much for banning cat declawing. Certainly that is how cats defend themselves. I mean, even if you had an indoor cat and he or she managed to make it outside, that's how they protect themselves from predators and things like that. Pesky dogs and whatnot. Certainly, that's what happens in my home, anyways. There's always that you hear the yelp and the dog leaves the cat alone. But either way, some people say that it is a good thing to declaw, but it seems like they've left that exception in there, where in certain specific cases a decline could take place. But certainly overall, and I agree with the law. Ban it, because furry friends need rights too.
Yeah, but the thing that I don't like personally is I don't like being clawed by a cat when I don't even mess with the cat. That kind of makes me mad a little bit. So I guess I see the people that might be against the bill, but I see the side of those for. So I guess my question is now, if you can't declaw a cat, then how do you prevent the cat from clawing you besides not messing around with the cat?
Right.
And sometimes they just come up and claw you for no reason.
Right, and I think, certainly when adopting animals from a shelter or something like that, they've gone through certain abuse, but for the most part, if it's like raising a child. If you're good to your cat will be good to you. I have a cat, her name is Mittens, and you know Mittens, and she's grumpy sometimes and just doesn't want to be messed with, then I know not to mess with Mittens. It's that simple. And I don't know what happened in Mittens' background, but most of the time she's loving, and sometimes she's loving, and then she turns and she's not so much loving. Hello to Cindy. Do you have any cats? Let us know in the comments below. If you do. Cindy chimed in. She says there's a lot of health problems if you do declaw a cat. I've seen a lot of cats having health problems from that. And Dawn, hello to you. Hopefully you are doing well. Hello to the Jester Promoting Company as well. Al, good afternoon to you. Brian, hello. Joshua, Jesse is here as well. Good afternoon. Hopefully you are doing well. David, good afternoon to you. Hopefully you are enjoying the sunshine also. And Charlie and Joey is here. Raven is here. Let's see here. Who else has joined us? Butch, Joseph, Cindy, Lynette. Hopefully you all are having a wonderful day. Coming up, a lot more local news to tell you about. Today's a big day for many 9/11 survivors. The details on this story next.
But first, why the city of Jamestown BPU is making changes to its recycling program. Dakota.
I had a cat for 16 years. Her name was Ginger, but unfortunately, she's no longer with us. Here's a live look from the Seneca Allegheny Casino. Puffy cumulus clouds overhead with a temperature of 73. And look at that dew point of 58. That means it's very comfortable air, but we all know the humidity will be returning. We'll talk about it next as WNY News Now continues in a minute. Don't go away.
Live and on demand, you're watching WNY News Now.
Now open in downtown Jamestown, Pearl City Hops, restaurant and tavern.
I have some real old-timey dishes on there that I'm just giving new life to. Like there's a shepherd's pie on there that's gonna have some bison in it, real thick hearty gravy. Then I'm also doing beer flights. We're pairing it with a set of sliders, a set of tacos, and a set of mini rolls. So everything's gonna have its own pair, so you can get a taste of a little bit of everything and all the beers. We don't want to be known as the restaurant in the hotel. We want to be known as Pearl City Hops.
You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news.
Want weather now? Download the WNY News Now mobile app and stay up to date on severe weather alerts. Plus, anytime hazardous weather strikes, stick with the Southern Tier's only 24/7 streaming network that keeps you safe. You're all in a tornado warning, so now is the time to go to a safe place, small room, lowest floor, near the center, away from windows. What are you waiting for? Download the WNY News Now mobile app today. It's free in the Apple App Store and Google Play Store.
Happening now, the Jamestown Board of Public Utilities announced a major change to its residential recycling program on Monday. Due to changes with recycling policy in China, the BPU is now forced to only collect materials in 5 categories: paper, glass, metal, plastic, and cardboard. BPU officials say each category of recyclables will have their own week of collection as part of a revised 4-month schedule through the end of the year. Recently, China has closed its doors to American recyclables, causing a surplus of recyclables internationally. The BPU says the market changes mean that American vendors have had to restrict what recyclables they accept and in what combination they can economically process. For instance, BPU paper recyclables will no longer be received by the recycling vendors when mixed with cardboard and boxboard. Officials say the revised recycling calendar will be in effect from September 2019 through the end of the year. The revised calendars will be included with all garbage bills, and the amended schedule is also posted on the utilities website at jamestownbpu.com and on the homepage and on the solid waste section.
Well, first responders injured in the 9/11 terrorist attacks. Today is the day they've been waiting for. This September will mark 18 years since thousands were killed in those devastating attacks. Since then, the government has been helping out the survivors, victims, and their families with the 9/11 Victim Compensation Fund. Tuesday, the U.S. Senate is expected to pass a bill that will pay for that fund through 2090 and allow for whatever it costs to take the care of these folks. It's a sigh of relief for many who have voiced anger and frustration over the fact that the fund was in jeopardy of disappearing. Victims and celebrities alike, including comedian and activist Jon Stewart, faced lawmakers to talk about the need for this bill passed before the fund's slated expiration date of December 2020. And the expiration date wasn't the only issue here. Back in February, the fund and administrator announced they would need to significantly cut back on what they were paying people, as more and more people started getting sick over the years and were applying for help. The House passed the bill earlier this month, and President Trump is expected to sign it if it passes in the Senate. The Congressional Budget Office estimates it will cost about $10 billion over the next decade to fund.
And changes in the body mass index could be causing boys to hit puberty sooner. That's according to a new study published in the journal JAMA Pediatrics. It found that boys born in the 1990s reached puberty about half a year sooner than those born in the 1940s. The study says that could be attributed to changes in boys' body mass index, and that's the ratio of boys' weight compared to their height. But researchers say the study was limited, and there could be other factors at play. And they also say the long-term effects of earlier puberty are still unknown, but are important to address.
Well, a street magician and vaping. You wouldn't normally think they'd go together, but the FDA is hoping their new anti-vaping ad will work its magic on kids who think vaping is safer than cigarettes. Take a look.
I'm going to put it into your hand like that. Okay, this is what I'm going to do, okay? Okay, here we go. Watch very carefully. Boom.
Now you can see Julius Dean, who's a street magician and social media personality, performing illustrations with people's vapes, making it look like he'd turned them into cigarettes. The ad says it's not magic, it's statistics. So here are the stats. The FDA says as many as 80% of middle and high school students don't think regularly smoking e-cigarettes is harmful. But e-cigarettes, just like regular cigs, put people at risk for addiction and other health consequences. And teens who vape are more likely to start smoking cigarettes. The problem is the message just doesn't seem to be getting through to kids. The FDA said last year vaping increased nearly 80% among high schoolers and 50% among middle schoolers since 2017. And that brings it to 3.6 million students a total. This ad was part of the FDA's The Real Cost E-Cigarette Prevention Campaign. It's a $60 million initiative. It runs on networks including Teen Nick, the CW, MTV, and ESPN, along with streaming and social media sites. Right now, Matt, the FDA is facing pressure to regulate e-cigarettes and reduce vaping among today's youth.
Well, I just think, Justin, this isn't something new. And what I mean this isn't something new, take a look back in the past. I mean, take marijuana, for example. Right. You know, they'd always try to have these messages, and people, you know, teens, when that was happening, they didn't really go along with it. You've seen it with cigarettes back, you know, in the 70s and 80s once they started realizing, it's starting to get there. Still didn't resonate. So I think it's just, as time goes on, it's going to be something else that they try to say, you know?
And it seems like the thing with youth in general, right? You have that rebellion where you want to do something because the man doesn't, you know, allow it.
Yeah.
So it'll be hard to see kind of if this works. I mean, certainly, you know, appealing to younger people through, say, a comedian like that, via pop culture, I mean, they've done before.
Yeah.
We'll see if this is anything new, but a very interesting ad campaign nevertheless. And the thing I was talking with our video editors is, you know, certainly, I mean, they spent a lot of money on this campaign, and I mean, the ads are great.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
It's well produced. Will that money pay off? That's another question. So happy Tuesday to all of you. Hopefully you are doing well. Watching WNY News Now always pays off because we're keeping you in the know. Coming up next, Chief Forecaster, and actually, I'm sorry, I just skipped over tapping in with everyone. Hello to Joanna, hello to Andy as well. Hello to Cindy, Alberta, thank you for joining. Connie, good to see you. Thanks for chiming in here as well. Hopefully you all are doing well. Cindy's chiming in about the weather, and certainly, yeah, that's on a lot of people's mind if this intense heat will come back. Coming up next, Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter. He's standing by with a live look at our weather forecast.
And later on, we're going to tell you about a tasty holiday today that's going to appeal to your taste buds when News Now continues.
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvan Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
With coverage that matters, this is WNY News Now.
Extra, extra, read all about it. Not tomorrow, but right now on the WNY News Now mobile app. Follow local news as it happens.
Top story, a Forestville man's weather video has gone viral.
And stay informed with the Southern Tier's only 24/7 streaming network.
Our Matt Hummel is standing by live outside of Chautauqua County Court with more on this case. Matt, good afternoon to you.
Download the WNY News Now app right now. It's free on the Apple App Store and Google Play Store.
First Defense Weather, the Southern Tier's only live and local weather source. Now, here's Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter.
And welcome back, and let's start off with this Weather Eye video of lightning over Chautauqua Lake on Friday. Now, of course, Friday night we had those storms that came on through, and Gary took this looking from pretty much the overlook that overlooks Chautauqua Lake. You can see the flashes of lightning here. This is not cloud to ground lightning, it's cloud to cloud. You can actually see how the lightning strikes are moving in between the clouds, and it's not heat lightning. There is no such thing as heat lightning. It's simply just the lightning that was coming from the storms. Pardon me, and we also had some distant storms over Erie, PA, so this was likely the lightning that was coming from Erie, PA. But again, beautiful look of the lightning. Again, you know, If you can do it safely, always send us weather videos. Hunters WX, Facebook, and Twitter is how you get it to us, and we will get it on the air. Talking about storms, this is how much rain accumulation that we've had over the past 7 days. Again, Tuesday, Wednesday, we had that tropical rain with the remnants of what was Tropical Storm Barry. So we picked up over an inch of rain just on Wednesday alone, and then it really started to dip off here. Yesterday's official rainfall total at the airport was just a little less than a quarter of an inch. Today, if you want to take your boat out on Lake Erie, the water temperatures have spiked up at 74 off Buffalo, 77 off Erie. That's warmer, but that's actually running about 2 to 3 degrees above average for this time of the year. But hey, you know what? At least it's not chilly anymore if you want to take a swim in that. Winds northwest 5 to 10 knots and wave heights averaging around 2 feet or less. Small chance of a rain shower, again, 2 and 10. If anybody sees rain today. Again, the humidity stays comfortable today and tomorrow. But as we go into the late week, going into the weekend, you can see the humidity really starts to spike up once again. We're still in summer, so the humidity will be making a stark return after it's been on vacation. Here's the news now, Cam. Really, just not really a cloud in the sky. We've seen the clouds breaking up a little bit. 68 right now at the airport. Northwest wind of 9. This is part of the reason why we've been cooler over the past couple of days. A northwest wind bringing in cooler air, and the pressure nice, almost at 30 inches. So whenever it's almost close to 30 inches, that means you got high pressure looming overhead. Here's what's going on radar. Mostly clear, but you notice these little speckle showers down here pretty much near the state line going into Warren County. Again, some of this might not even be falling. This might be what we call Virgo, where it's actually raining up at the cloud level, but it evaporates on the way down. But again, there will be the chance for some scattered afternoon showers, but it's really a small chance, about 2 in 10 of anybody. There is the most amount of rain with the cold front now off the East Coast, and we really stay dry over the next couple of days. So here's Future Scan. This particular model does paint the idea of possibly a few scattered, isolated showers. Again, it's going to be randomly scattered in nature, but it's mainly going to be a mostly sunny day with temperatures into the 70s. Tonight, we stay dry. Tomorrow, dry as well. Another fantastic weather day coming up on tap. And here's hour by hour for you for today. We should top out in the mid to upper 70s. So this is still below average, but warmer than where we were yesterday. All right, let's go zone by zone. We'll start at the Lake Erie shoreline. And today, temperatures here actually maybe into the mid to upper 70s here. Lots of sunshine for the afternoon, but this is still below average by about 6 or 7 degrees. We should be near 80 this time of the year. Eastward we go into the valleys and mountains here. Again, maybe 76 around Jamestown, 77 Gowanda. And again, maybe a sprinkle or two, but a good supply of sunshine. Now, the future is coming up on the screen. 77 tomorrow, 79 on Thursday. A few more clouds on Thursday, but the day should be mainly dry. And the heat and humidity returns as we go into the weekend. Again, chance for scattered afternoon showers and storms both Sunday and Monday. Sports is next. Don't go away.
Invest in your business or cause by letting the marketing gurus at WNY News Now and WNY Media Company grow your business.
Purchase an ad much like the one you are watching now on WNY News Now's daily show, News Now at Noon, WNYNewsNow.com, or our brand new mobile app.
And then get feedback from our marketing experts and fans alike.
And finally, watch your business grow.
As an added bonus, community partners messages will run not only on our scheduled programming, but on weather alerts and breaking news as well.
Plus, messages are shared on WNY Sports Now programming. Anything from a live local basketball game to the Phone Zone Sports Desk.
Become part of our family today.
And contact us right now.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first. WNY Sports Now is powered by Phone Zone of Jamestown. With the largest inventory around, we buy and sell our own merchandise at a price that can't be beat. Have a broken screen? We'll fix it. Learn more at phonezoneshop.com.
Happy Tuesday, sports fans, and welcome back to WNY News Now. I'm Norm Rodriguez with a look at sports. The Jamestown Rebels hockey team released their preseason schedule on Monday. Jamestown will be hosting 2 games against the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Knights on September 6th and 7th. The first game will have a 2 p.m. puck drop, with the second game having a puck drop at noon. Tickets for these 2 games are $3, and season ticket holders will receive free admission. With the Buffalo Bills rookies already beginning training camp on Monday, the Bills veteran players will start training camp on Wednesday. The Bills training camp will be taking place at St. John Fisher College in Rochester. Fans can still claim up to 4 free tickets to watch the training camp. Buffalo will look to improve from a 6-10 season in 2018. Tonight, with an 8:10 first pitch, the New York Yankees will play Game 2 of a 3-game road series against the Minnesota Twins. The Yanks have lost their last 2 games, but are still in first place in the AL East at 64-35. Meanwhile, Minnesota has a 3-game lead for first place in the AL Central at 61-38. Domingo Germán will be on the starting rubber for the Yanks against Minnesota's starting pitcher, Kyle Gibson. The game will be televised on the Yes Network. That's it for sports today. Justin and Matt, back to you.
Alrighty, Norm, thank you very much. Well, I scream, you scream, we all scream for delicious ice cream. Vanilla, that is. Today is National Vanilla Ice Cream Day, so grab a spoon or a cone and indulge in a scoop or 2. Or 3, or 4. Yeah, that's a lot. Well, vanilla might sound, well, vanilla, think again. There's vanilla bean, French vanilla, Neapolitan, and dozens of other flavors that just wouldn't be the same without the traditional treat. You can dress it up with sprinkles, top it off with some hot fudge, or even add it to a milkshake. So just remember, there's nothing vanilla about vanilla ice cream. Now, guys, vanilla ice cream and many other flavors can be enjoyed at several local establishments. We got the Sprinkle Cone here in downtown Jamestown, 50s Grill and Dairy, Big Tree Soft Serve in Lakewood, and P&T's Sweet Spot in the village of Falconer, just to name a couple. I think I know what we're doing after this broadcast.
But who's buying?
Dakota.
Dakota?
Oh, yeah, right.
Obviously. What is your favorite?
Yeah.
My favorite flavor of ice cream? I have a few. I mean, it's really hard to tell. I mean, you know, I guess vanilla's good, but I'm much more of a chocolate fan than I am vanilla. But in terms of the actual, I think, flavors, it's probably chocolate, Neapolitan, and Rocky Road.
How about you, Matt?
I like cotton candy.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a
yeah.
really good. It's really sweet. I'd have to go with Dakota. Chocolate is by far my favorite. I know it's kind of bland. It's one of the big 3: chocolate, strawberry, vanilla. I love chocolate ice cream.
Oh, Norm said mint chocolate chip. I hate mint. Mint.
No, it's not bad.
Mint's good. I like mint.
Ugh.
No,
Pistachio ice cream. That's actually pretty darn good.
That's pretty good, too.
All right.
Pistachio ice cream.
You got to give pistachio a
yes.
thing. If you can say it, because that's one of the harder words to say.
Pistachio.
Well, Dakota,
what? I'm sorry?
Don't you have an ice cream? Oh, that's not the final
You don't have
one.
an ice cream graph.
Yeah, that's a long story. That's a long rant for another day. But we do have a fishing forecast. So if you're heading out tomorrow on the lake to do some fishing, great. Mostly sunny skies through the day. Almost a repeat of today. Just a little bit warmer temperatures into the mid to upper 70s and high pressure overhead. So it's going to be great. Here comes the 7-day. Again, 77 tomorrow, 79 Thursday. We stay comfortable until pretty much Friday and the weekend. That's when the humidity really starts to spike up, and we do introduce the chance for randomly scattered afternoon showers and storms on Sunday and Monday.
Sweet.
Right.
We need some.
Yeah. Lots of sunshine, though, which I think we're all loving, and a little bit cooler temperatures, too, as well. So thank you for that, Dakota.
Welcome.
David, he misses the old ice cream trucks that used to drive around.
They have them in Buffalo still. Mr. Softy.
Amy's favorite is chocolate peanut butter. Joe's chiming in. He says triple chocolate was always his fave. So lots of chocolate fans out there. That's going to do it for
Levels
us
of
today.
dark.
Of course, news continues 24/7 at WNYNewsNow.com. We leave you with the sunshine over downtown Jamestown. If you missed anything we talked about, no worries. The show loops 24/7 right here on Facebook Live and the 24/7 streaming network on WNY News Now. Have a great day.